Leah. I am Katera, and I am here in Houston. So basically, we are both YouTube strategists. So today we are live on Substack and we are live on YouTube. So today we wanted to talk about basically everything. So we've been doing like co-working sessions and our conversations have just been so good. So I basically just wanted to bring it to YouTube and share with you guys what we have been talking about as YouTube strategists. And let me make sure this is connected. Are we connected over there?
Let's check YouTube.
Okay, we're live on YouTube.
And let me see Substack.
Substack.
Somehow we're live on Substack.
See, we don't even know what's going on.
But look, it says you're live. Oh, there you go, right here.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right, so we have a few topics that we're going to talk about. One of the things being like YouTube for business, Substack, because we're both on there as well, lead generation, all that good stuff. So you're definitely going to want to take some notes from today's live stream. All right, so go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Leah, and I'm the face behind Content by Leah. In a short nutshell, I have been doing business since October 2020. The first 3 years, I was a business strategist. However, when COVID happened, a lot of entrepreneurs started doing their businesses, which affected their money, which affected my money. So I do understand that as an entrepreneur, there's always 3 things you have to do. 1, create content. 2, market, and those 2 together equals 3, sales. But nowadays, content is marketing. So I was like, where can I go where an entrepreneur can generate leads or create content and get paid for what they do? And it ended up being YouTube. So I call myself the YouTube accountability partner because my ultimate goal is to hold people's hands and hold them accountable to actually get the outcome and the life that they desire on YouTube. So yeah. So I would say that I help content creators make an impact on YouTube, and I also help entrepreneurs grow their income, both without using social media. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so first topic we're going to talk about is sort of like YouTube not just being the only thing that you're on, but sort of like, okay, using YouTube as sort of like the system behind your growth. So we have 2 different systems that we use. So I use sort of like FG Funnels is sort of like an all-in-one sort of like live streaming funnel, not live streaming. It's an all-in-one platform where all of my courses, my memberships, clients, CRM, all that stuff is connected. And then Leah, she uses beacons.ai, and she almost made me switch over.
And we're gonna do it soon. We just have to wait and see when.
Okay, she almost made me switch over, and I didn't do it. But we're gonna talk about some of like the differences and like why having an all-in-one is like important. So like, what do you like about beacons.ai in terms of like your YouTube and sort of like how it's connected to everything and such?
Got it. So I moved over to Beacons, I want to say last year in 2025. And before that, I was on Square. A lot of people think that Square is just Squarespace, but I'm talking about Square, the payment processing system. So a lot of people don't know that the payment processing system, you can have a whole website. However, I love Square because I was able to have my own business number, the appointments were great, and I was able to do pay in full. I really didn't want to leave Square because of my business phone number. So I was able to text people without having to getting a business number. And then I ended up transitioning over to Beacons. I didn't want to do Beacons at first because of Stripe. I've never used Stripe before. However, it's not that bad, honestly. But on Beacons, when I do my one-on-ones, I can set up Google Meet or you can do Zoom. So it's really easy to integrate to your calendar. And people can get on your calendar very easily. I love the digital downloads. I love the analytics. But what I really love about Beacons is that originally it was for content creators. However, if you're an entrepreneur that sells digital products, it can work for you too. But the reason I stated that is because you can integrate your social media to Beacons. And when you get sales and also when you have your social media profiles, it will correlate data and information together telling you what you should do or what you shouldn't do. But also it does have an email marketing platform built into Beacons. And Beacons is also cost efficient. Like their free plan, you can do a lot of things. Their $10 plan, you can still do a lot of things. With their $30 plan, you can send unlimited emails and do everything that you want to do, send invoices, pay in for, all kind of things. So I just love it. And I haven't came across another platform that's better than that. Now, if you want to sell physical products, that's a whole different story. But yeah, I like
Yeah, I mean, I like it too. And that's the reason why I was thinking about switching over. I'm currently on FG Funnels, and like FG Funnels has everything. So it's basically like unlimited everything. So it's unlimited funnels, unlimited websites, it's unlimited courses, it's unlimited everything in the sense of a word. They just keep adding new products. So I was like, possibly thinking about simplifying everything, and I want to make it easier. I didn't do it. I didn't make the switch because a lot of my like clients, a lot of my customers, they're on FG funnels, and then I would have to like switch everybody from like the sort of like I would just switch everybody from where they were to like go over there, and I was like, this is like too much.
So question, are you getting a referral when you do FG funnels?
I do. I do have a referral link, and yeah.
I have one on Beacons too, so I understand. Okay, so here's my only thing for those people who would like to get on FG funnels, but they don't know about FG funnels. Is it really as complicated as people think it is, or people say that it is?
Yes, it is.
Thank you for your
Well,
honesty.
okay. Okay, so like if you are a techie person and you've built websites before and you have no problems around tech, then going to FG funnels, it may be a little bit, you might have a little bit of trouble, but like it may be easier to integrate. But if you are not a tech person at all, and if you are like, this is your first rodeo, it may not be the first place that you want to go over to just for those reasons. Like it's a lot going on.
Okay.
I moved over having like, knowledge in building websites and stuff like that. So it wasn't that hard of a transfer to me. But like, if you're just beginning, then you might want to head on over to like a Stand Store or Beacons because it's a little bit more easier and it's less stuff there,
I understand. And I know some people like Stand Store, so Stand Store and Beacons is similar. However, on Beacons, you can do a lot more than Stand Store, but on Stand Store, the overhead is higher. So I'm all about doing a lot of different things at one time, but keeping your overhead low because you never know what may happen, but also so that you can use that money elsewhere. So I get it. I mean, I hear FG funnels. It reminds me of a different platform as well. I'm just more so like I want something simple, straight to the point, and it'll give me what I need.
Yeah, yeah. I was about to switch. I was like, this is pretty cool. All right, so let's talk about Substack. Now, I've recently gotten over there. When I went over there, I noticed that she had like 6,000 subscribers over there.
7,000.
And I was like, oh, 7,000. Excuse me. But I was like, there's no way. But Substack is like really cool, especially for like, I think YouTube creators just being able to like, one, repurpose their YouTube videos, but like two, also like collecting people's email addresses. So you don't have to like get an email list platform and all that stuff. Like you can literally do all of that on Substack. So let's talk about it. Why did you head over to Substack? And by the way, Leah is very like anti-social media. She just doesn't like it. And she has a lot of cool ways of promoting herself like without using social media. So go ahead and talk about Substack.
Okay, I don't think it's legal to say why I use Substack, so I'm not going to say it.
Okay, never mind.
But what I will say is that on Substack,
No.
okay, on Substack, I'm able to, I'm gonna try to keep a straight face. I'm so goofy, y'all. Well, I think we're so goofy, okay? But on Substack, I'm able to import my email list of people who have subscribed to my email list, no matter at what time period or whenever they did it. And I can communicate with them. Some of these people are people that I've worked with recently, or it's been some time because I've been in business since 2020 and we're now in 2026. However, what I will say is that I just use Substack just for email marketing. I understand that some people use it for a publication to pretty much show everything on the forefront, which I don't mind. I used to do that. However, for those people who are on YouTube, know that YouTube can be a full-time job if you do all the things, right? So I just end up realizing that I am more of someone who has a personality that speaks verbally versus written. Like some people, for example, you may be one of those people like, I'm on YouTube, I'll post a video, to get that traction. However, I love writing. Or whenever I don't want to create a video, I can just, send an email or post on my publication. So that's pretty good. I do like Substack, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't really say this out loud, but if there was somebody who didn't want to be on YouTube, I recommend that they get on Substack. Because on Substack, you can go live, you can have memberships, you can have a podcast, you can do an audio message, you can do a lot of different things, and it's honestly amazing. But I love it. I use it to communicate with my audience. So for me, if I'm not posting a YouTube video, I'm sending the email through Substack. And I recommend that people are on there and just use it to its fullest potential. It's like a digital book.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is. Now that you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how I've been using Substack is you guys probably seen like some of my recent videos where I'm just like kind of like trying to get my thoughts out of my head. So what I've been using is I've been writing my thoughts out on Substack first, and then I've been recording a YouTube video version of the Substack. And I've been talking to her about this, but like the workflow around that, it was a little crazy at first, but I think I'm finally good with the workflow. And yeah, so just like writing it out first and then doing the video, or you could do your video 1st and then transcribe that and turn it into a blog. So then you're on 2 different platforms. But like having the 2 different platforms, they kind of work together. So yeah, I mean, definitely check it out. I've been recommending Substack to a lot of people who are like, I want to build my email list. And because I also added my email list to Substack. So now I'm not using like my main FG funnels. I'm not using them for emails anymore. I just converted everybody over to Substack. And actually the open rates are better because Substack's like their platform's deliverability is, they don't play about that. So it's a little bit better than if you were to be somewhere else. And then also I'm getting more engagement with like the long form emails. So like if people aren't watching the YouTube videos, then they're reading the newsletter. And now I have it to the point where I send out the video and the newsletter at the same time. And I just be like, by the way, here's a YouTube video. So it just really works out in the end.
And then I also love, like with Substack, of course, you can schedule out emails, or you can decide if you want your article or your post to just go out to your audience, or you don't want to send a notification out to your audience. It's a lot of different good things. So I would say if someone's starting out, they're just like, hey, I don't want to do this whole YouTube thing just yet. Start off with Substack, because remember on Substack, you can also have your publications on a TV. Remember that?
Oh yeah, they did have that new update. So they're basically trying to compete with YouTube now, and they have like a TV app. So like your video podcasts, your live streams, all that is also going to be on Substack. Also, did you see on Netflix they have a podcast section now?
I did. It's a visual podcast. And what was I going to say about this?
That's so crazy.
I'm not going to say Substack is better than YouTube. However, but on YouTube, you can't own your emails.
Oh, yeah.
However, on Substack you can. So you can do everything that you can do on YouTube on Substack, is just in a written form. And you can also add certain videos or whatnot.
Yes. And then, like she said, like YouTube, it doesn't have a space to where you can message people or you can get their emails and stuff like that. So Substack kind of like automatically has that in. So another thing that we've been talking about recently is like what's just been working in like business. And then like we've been talking about how it has been like just like slightly more harder, and like how we have to actually put in like more work, like a little bit more work than we normally would in our businesses to like see the results that we actually want, whether it's like new clients or like, more money and stuff like that. So
I would say that's true. This is how I feel, and this is going to be a little bit all over the place, so follow me, okay? I feel like when digital marketing became a thing over the last couple of years, the PLRs and the MRRs, everyone was like, I can do it. Now, I was against the PLR, MRRs, but y'all don't come for me. Only because it's like you are reselling someone else's work, Yeah. But now that hype has come down a little bit, the people in the world, this place that we call Earth, right? I think they're focusing on personal development and growth, and they're intentional on who they work with. That's what I will say. But however, I want to backtrack a little bit because I have an idea for you. And y'all, this is what I do to her, okay? I think you should have a service where you help people with their Substack, and then, the Substack and YouTube. I think you should really do that. And here's what I was going to say. On how like on Substack, I don't know if you know this, but on Substack, you can just put a video on your email.
Yeah.
But the way that we would normally do it is integrate your YouTube video into your email.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good idea. And you can help the people write and all those things. I think you should do that.
Well, that's the thing. So I feel like I don't talk enough about how, like, in all the ways I actually do help people. And that's the thing. I'm like so multi-passionate, so multi-talented that it's like, kind of, I really try my hardest to just like stay focused, stay focused on like one thing. But I have been telling like the clients that I am working with, the ones who do want an email list, like there's one right now currently like on Miller Lite. And I'm like, and she has like a blog. I'm like, you might as well just transfer all of that stuff to Substack.
You know what? If you don't want to do it, let me know. I'll do it. But at the same time, Substack, you can add a domain on there.
Oh yeah.
So essentially, their Substack can be their email. They can focus on the memberships. They can do all the things inside of the membership and then promote the YouTube videos as well.
Yeah.
So YouTube may be just a visual or a more extended version of Substack.
Yeah, I was recently in a 6-week Substack sort of like cohort, and yeah, the things that she was talking about in that cohort. Her name is Coach Jai on Substack, but yeah, the things that she was just talking about and different ways that you could use Substack, it was just like it was a lot.
And see, a lot of times when we're talking, y'all, this is how I get my ideas out and I come up with the best things just by talking to people. So a lot of times I'll be talking, I'm like, this is what you should do. Or what about this? Or what about that? So
Yep, and I put it on my to-do list, and yeah. Okay, so let's talk about sort of like having a creator channel versus like having a business channel. So Leah, she actually has 2 channels. She has one that's over 400,000, and then she has like her business channel. So tell them a little bit about your differences between your 2 channels.
got it. So the channel that has over 400,000 subscribers, it truly happened on accident. Like it was never in the plan, it was never in the book or anything. I started that channel and it was supposed to be just an outlet for my thoughts and anything that's going on. However, I started to find out the things of the do's and don'ts of YouTube, and I started to use that channel as a tester. The reason being is because a lot of people don't know that you don't just get paid on YouTube based on views. You know, it's AdSense, it's memberships, it's a lot of different things. So sometimes you can get demonetized or you can get a copyright strike or just a strike in general if you do things that you're not supposed to be doing on YouTube. So what I would do is I would test different things out on my personal channel, see what works and what doesn't, and then I would go to my business channel and I would implement those things. Because a lot of times when you're talking about money, education, teaching, anything that would generate more income, your RPM is higher. RPM stands for revenue per mil. So that's how much you get paid after the YouTube gets their cut from the advertisers, right? So my channel, I did get all my channels. I had 3 at the time. Oh my goodness, y'all. And I got them all monetized within 14 days. And after that, it was overwhelming to run 3 channels, I'm gonna be honest. I did have my virtual assistant that I turned her into an editor to help edit videos. I just started to be more intentional, and I'm big on being intentional. So I remember talking to my therapist and I was like, hey, I want to grow a community. That's really all that I have YouTube for. When people comment on your videos, when they comment on your posts, when they send you emails, it literally just keeps you going. So I was telling my therapist, like, I just want to build community. And he goes, so what's the goal? I said, I want to get 100K by the end of this year because that's about, how long it would take. Y'all, I ended up hitting 100K in like 2 or 3 weeks. And then I did 400K in like 3 or 4 months. It was crazy and I never thought it would happen, but what that did teach me is that when something is good and hot, like a trend, you have to jump on it and be consistent because that trend will not always be up there. But I don't do trends anymore, y'all, because that's just not my thing. Because every time a trend happens, when you're up, and you're down. I wanted to build something more of substance. So I'm now turning that channel to a mental health channel for my nonprofit. I do understand that I'm going to lose followers, the engagement's going to be different, all those kind of things, but I just have fun over there. However, on my business channel, I have my business channel for my memberships, and I literally only post on that channel just to generate leads. You'll be surprised like what happens on YouTube. And I want you to talk about this as well. So what I mean is that some people will look at my channel and they'll be like, oh, you're not making any money, but they don't know that people are subscribed to my membership. And just because someone is not subscribed to my page doesn't mean they're not in my membership. But also people think that if you don't have XYZ amount of views, you're not making money either. But what people don't understand is that a view is only considered a view if someone watches 30 seconds of your video. In reality, they have to sit through the ads if you want to be paid for AdSense. But do you ever have that happen to you? Wow. Sometimes when people say, oh, well, you don't have this many views, so you're not doing that much on YouTube. Do you ever have that happen?
No, not really, because I feel like I started off with the fact, and I started off with saying that, like, do not rely on your views, do not rely on AdSense to make money from YouTube, because if you do, you're just gonna like strictly be like relying on like AdSense money. So I was like, from the get-go, I was like, okay, you have to have some sort of like business in the background, you have to like do something other than that to like get money from your YouTube channel. So whether that is like digital products or courses, services, Yeah. I know with my channel right now, I don't want to say, I want to say I was playing like very safe on my channel last year. So like, not a lot happened in terms of like getting clients and other stuff from the channel because I was just focusing on like other client sources. So, but like now that I'm actually like putting intentional like work into my YouTube channel with the topics and like being creative with it, it's working again. So like getting discovery calls, getting leads, building my email list through YouTube, that is very important. So like getting the people that's watching your YouTube videos off of the platform. But I also wanted to ask you another question, because like sort of like having a niche versus not having a niche. So like you had that channel, you built it on a very specific thing. And like what I notice is having a niche sometimes on YouTube can be really good, but like also sometimes it like pigeonholes you. So like when you start posting other things and the people that are not there for those things and they're like, only interested in those things, they'll start like unsubscribing and stuff. So like what my thoughts have been from that is like, yes, you can have a niche if you plan on talking about that thing for the rest of your life, but like also sometimes you get bored.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you think about that?
So having a niche is very important. Like when I tell you that channel has tanked and is going to tank more because I end up creating content for kids, right? So they will be on their parents' channels watching my content. It's just going to tank really bad, but I already have the YouTube plaque. So it's like, oh, what more can they do, right? Because you get a 100K plaque and then you get a 1,000,000 plaque. And it's like, I'm right there in the middle. So it's like, girl, don't worry about it. But having a niche is very important. What I've been learning about niches is that I don't know how to explain it, and I'm a visual person, y'all. So it's good to have like a framework niche. And what I mean by framework is you have one thing that kind of have different sub things underneath it. So I can say, hey, I help content creators make an impact on YouTube, right? So my framework niche pillars, one, I may focus on YouTube. The other thing, I may focus on personal development. Another thing, I may focus on passports and traveling. And one may think like, how does that go together? Like that's all over the place. Overall, I'm helping content creators. Those content creators may want to travel, they may want to be on YouTube, or they may want to work on their personal development. So they all go to that one thing that you're trying to do. Hopefully that made sense. But what that does is it allows you to make different type of content without being stuck on one type of content. And you don't get bored and you can kind of switch up your content a little bit without people noticing and your engagement and everything doesn't tank.
Yeah. And guys, comment in the chat if you have any questions. But that kind of goes to the point of like, I remember when I was learning about sort of like ideal clients, ideal avatars and stuff like that, they were saying to like think of it on like sort of like a continuum on like there's a person that's on level 1 versus the person on like level 10. So person on level 1, for example, with our channels, we're YouTube strategists or YouTube coaches, whatever you want to call us. So level 1, it's like, okay, they may just be thinking about starting creating content, never have created a piece of content in their life. Level 10 is sort of like, okay, legacy business owner, been creating content for a long time, and they need help, right?
Yeah.
So that's sort of like level 10, but the people in the middle, so like maybe someone maybe on level 5 where they've been creating content, but they're not monetized.
Right.
So you sort of have to like think about all levels of who you're serving and serve at the highest point, if that makes sense. So serve the person at the highest level, so level 10. And then when you're serving the person at the level 10, all the other people sort of like will watch as well because they're interested. No one wants to sit at the kiddie table. So
Gotcha, they're just not there yet.
They're just not there
Okay.
yet. But they're going to still tag along.
Yeah.
They're going to learn a lot. They're going to still join your email list, and they might still want to work with you. But, you're still just catering to sort of like the level 10 people.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about, well, not about, but do you feel like there's a difference of being monetized and not being monetized on YouTube? Ooh, question.
It's a good question. It depends on what your purpose on YouTube is. So like, if you are on YouTube as a business owner and you're getting leads and you're making your money like that, that is technically monetized. You've monetized your channel. You've just done it in an unconventional way. If you're monetized through YouTube, you get AdSense and such like that. But again, if you're not pulling in a whole bunch of views, that's not a lot of money anyway. So I don't think there is a difference. Honestly, with like my channel, it doesn't get like a ton of views, right? And I get like a few dollars every month from like AdSense. It doesn't cash out until $100. So
Right.
and we've been talking about sort of like me adding a membership to my channel and like, okay, how else can I get that sort of like monetization threshold up to like get a payout every single month? And I've been thinking about that, but I was like, also that adds more work to me. So
It
do I
does.
really want to do that?
It does.
How do you monetize your channels? Like you have two of them, so like, what?
That's what I was gonna say. So I feel like being monetized does matter because it opens it opens different doors.
Yeah.
Like for example, on my personal channel, because I have over 400,000 subscribers, I have a feature unlocked called Giving. So you can like tag a nonprofit to your videos and people can donate that way. And then I just discovered the other day that I have quizzes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a cool feature.
And I need to see if I have that on my smaller channel as well. And it's not to say that it makes a difference, but those are like those one or two off things that really, really helps. You want to pause for a second? I see a comment.
Yeah.
Oops, I wasn't checking.
All good. So we have a comment over on Substack. See, guys, we're on Riverside right now. So what we did was we connected YouTube and Substack via like the stream key. So there's a comment on Substack. So it says, so then you're connected your YouTube account to Substack. So yes, you can connect your YouTube account to Substack. And I'm not even exactly sure how that works. Like I was trying to figure out how that worked, like literally right before we got on this live stream. So like, I was like, can we live stream from Substack to YouTube, or like, how does that work? But what I did, I have Riverside, so I just connected to that way. But you could also like, what Substack is probably going to do after we finish this live is they're going to clip up a bunch of our live stream. Is going to create a whole bunch of like little short content for us. And also this video is going to be pushed out to YouTube. So yes, it connects. I hope I answered that question right.
And if you didn't, I got you, girl.
Okay.
So on Substack, there is a way that you can connect your social media profiles.
Yes.
And what will happen is on your profile page, it'll show it that it's linked right there. It'll show your YouTube linked right there. But also with Substack, if you're sending an email, you can embed your YouTube video in that email or in that post to go in your publication.
Yeah, so like, it's like a lot of different ways that you can go about it.
So that's true. Not to get off track, you asked me a question about.
I forgot what that question was.
Oh, let me think in my brain. I was talking about monetize. Okay,
Oh
so
yeah, okay.
I'm gonna say yeah. It is not like a top priority. However, it depends. Like now, I'm in this phase. I didn't tell you. Girl, I got some news for you. So I'm in this phase now where I just want to create content and I don't want to do the business side of things. We are really all over the place, huh? Y'all, I love doing one-on-one because I'm able to interact with that person and be intentional. But I'm now getting to the point where I just want to create videos and y'all just call me and be like, "Hey, what's up, Leah?" And I don't have no boundaries, so don't pay me any attention. But just saying it out loud. Well, let me not say I don't have any boundaries. I have lack of boundaries when it comes to business because I really want to help people.
Yeah.
But y'all not gonna drive me crazy, so I gotta find a good balance, you know?
So you kind of like want to have like a hotline on your YouTube channel that people can call and ask questions. By the
You
way,
know what? Yeah.
Giovanni, I think that's how you say your name. Please ask your questions. She said she has 2 questions. Go ahead and ask, but go ahead.
Yeah, so you know what? Thinking this out loud, and like I said before earlier in this video, y'all, I just be having to think out loud to understand, like, are we okay?
Oh no, it's fine. It's Riverside. It's gonna skip a little bit, but it got us.
So, but even the dot went away. Okay, it's good.
Okay,
Got
there
it.
you go.
So I think what I'm trying to say, and this is me thinking out loud, like I come up with the best ideas, like I said earlier, when I'm thinking out loud. I think I just want to be, not I think, I just need to be more intentional.
We froze on Substack.
At least we paused, but we're not
Okay.
I just need to be more intentional with my YouTube channel. That's all. Like I want to build my community more over there. That's all it is. But the question.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Question. Okay. Question, and then I want to make a point as well to that because I was thinking about that earlier this year when I was thinking sort of like of the way when I wanted to sort of like build my business. I was thinking about there's literally a content creator side to this, and there's like a business side as well. So I was literally thinking about sort of like dividing the two up, even though they all connect together. It's like they're kind of separate in a sense. So I have like my consultant side, where it's like, the high ticket consultant, but like not everybody would be ready for that high ticket spot. So it's like, okay, what can I do in the meantime with the creator side to like engage as well? So that has like digital products and like sort of like a cohort. I really want to do my YouTube cohort. I wanted to do it next month, but I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna have the energy to do that next month.
Does it make sense now why I split it up between content creators and entrepreneurs?
Yeah.
And you do the same thing too. We just both do it in different ways.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Okay, so she asked, what is the best way to get watch time hours while you're still attracting your audience? Live streaming. Yeah. So the people that I work with that go and their specific goal is to get monetized on YouTube, they do it the fastest via like live streaming. So two specific examples is like I had one client, she talks about like football, and I have a video about this on my page because I interviewed her, but she was talking about like what was it? She's a Ravens fan, so a Ravens fan. So she basically goes live every week talking about the Ravens and all things Raven. Go Ravens. So yeah, and she got her watch time hours and such within like under a year. Another one was she's a professor. She sells books, but she basically just reads her books every like 2 times a week, and she's almost to her monetization threshold. So if you want to get your watch time hours faster, I actually might recommend you live stream. What about you? What do you recommend?
I'll recommend live streaming first, and then second one is, this is kind of like a vague answer, but having engaging videos. Like even now, what I'm thinking about doing is dropping my intro and just getting straight into the video, to keep them there longer. But then also having that playlist, where they can binge watch a certain type of video. I don't think I told you that I'm doing that, but like with the Life Without Social Media, I'm breaking it up into 4 different pillars. Like those people who want to know their identity and their purpose, that's a playlist. The other people who are dealing with time and habits, that's a different playlist, So if you watch one video, I end up linking into a whole playlist as well. So yeah. Definitely number 1 is live streaming, and 2 is just having those engaging videos. It really also comes down to your analytics. Like I've noticed with a lot of clients that I bring on, they just look at YouTube from YouTube. Like they don't go to YouTube Studio, and a lot of them don't know that YouTube Studio exists. So I always say, look at your analytics, because your analytics tell you what to do and what not to do.
Yeah, definitely go into your analytics and see like, okay, what type of videos perform the best, which ones, and then one recent thing that I did when I was looking at my analytics is looking at returning viewers, how many people are returning, and then also like with one specific video that I posted recently, it was like about identity marketing or something like that. I realized that the ratio to views to likes to comments they were so even. It was very pleasing to look at.
Really?
Yeah.
But can we also add, because a lot of people don't know this, a lot of people that watch your videos are people who are not subscribed to your channel.
Yes. So the majority of the people that come to your channel, they will be new viewers. So it's like, if you're worried about repeating the same thing over and over again, it really doesn't matter because those people are new anyway. Yeah. That's true.
The second question, it says, what's your most effective title and thumbnail formula to be successful?
Ooh, you can go first.
So I said this year that I'm working on being intentional. Like, you know how some people say if you have a hairstylist, they're like, oh, you do people hair, but your hair is never done. Like, that's the same thing for me. Like, I can give you all the advice and tell you what to do and what not to do, and I don't do what I'm supposed to do. So I'm being intentional. I am working on my thumbnails a little bit more. I go very basic. I understand thumbnails do matter. However, I have other priorities. But we were just talking about this before the live. What I do is I come up.
We can show it.
I come up with a video. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. I come up with a video title, and what's best to think is, what are people searching when they go on YouTube? That's all that is. Yes, SEO is made up of keywords, but what I would do is I use a little bit of ChatGPT, not the whole thing. Like, I understand some people script their videos and let AI take over, but I just say, hey, this is what my video is about. This is what I want the title to be about. Give me different title options. And I see if there's a better title option better than what I came up with.
Yeah. And so what I'm doing with my thumbnails and titles, currently right now, I'm literally testing no thumbnails at all. So I'm testing that, seeing how that works. And in terms of like my titles, I'm trying to be like, okay, so there's a few things you can do with titles. Basically, you have to make people curious enough to want to click through. So what I'm learning is there's sort of like the broader titles. So like broader content will give you like a broader reach. It's like by default a bigger market than like, you know, more niche content ideas. So with the broader topics, I'm trying to be either like more contrarian titles, so like being like very like oppositional and being like, okay, the surprise factor, or either it's just like identity titles where like I'm either saying something about me that a lot of people can relate to, or sort of like something about them that they see in themselves. So, and I really went over this in sort of like the identity marketing, but yeah, just either making it about them or making it something about me that they can see themselves in, and making it like very relatable. So that's what I've been trying to do for like my titles, if that makes sense. It makes sense to me.
It does. And I'm going to add to that. Now, this is when I put on my expertise hat. I've been training my people to make sure their titles are 50 characters or less.
Oh yeah.
The reason being is because if your title is too long, it will cut off when people are looking at the feed. That's number one. But then number two, also by the way, I'm pretty sure you know this, but when you add numbers to your titles,
oh yeah,
it does something different. There's some different formulas. I see what she's saying. There's different formulas that you can do, like I made a XYZ amount of money in this much, or
yes,
this is what you should do with tips. Here's actionable stuff. Like there are different formulas that you can use, but also with the thumbnails, I teach my clients as well, like, hey, if you notice, a lot of good thumbnails have 3 to 5 words. And they also have about 2 visuals, right? But you want to make it clickable to where people will actually click on it. So
yeah,
those some different things.
I feel like clickable is like such generic advice, but it's true. Like you have to make it clickable. It's like the best way to explain it sometimes. But also another tip that I saw in like someone else's YouTube video the other day is they literally saved like a folder of like videos that have done really good on other people's sort of like channels, and then what they'll do with that is when it's time for them to make their titles, they refer back to those videos that's doing really good. But it has to have done good in the last like 6 months, like a year or so. Anything longer than that might not still apply anymore. But yeah, that's another way.
And I've also seen where people will go and do research to see like within the last 6 months or to a year what videos have done good, and what they would do is they'll add that to the tags. So that when people search it, that those type of videos come up as well.
Okay, so she brought up a good point. So she's talking about shorts. Okay, I'm gonna let you talk about shorts first because you do them a little bit more than I do them. So okay, talk about shorts.
So when I grew my biggest channel, the one that has a lot of subscribers, the main way I grew it by doing it was by using green screens, right? But what a lot of people don't understand, like, I don't like social media, so I don't mention the platforms because they don't pay me, but like there's a platform that was taken over by the US, right?
TikTok.
There's another platform that the algorithm is not the greatest, and it's mostly used as like a resume. You know what platform that is?
LinkedIn?
No, the other one.
Resume?
Yeah, Meta.
Facebook?
No.
Instagram?
Yeah.
You think that's used as like a resume?
Yes, it's like a visual resume nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So what a lot of people are doing, they're taking their short form content and they're putting it on YouTube, and it's like, oh my gosh. But YouTube Shorts only help with subscribers. And in order for you to get paid like a decent amount, like you have to have like millions of views. And I was telling her the other day, like I was saying, like when it comes to YouTube Shorts on how you get paid, what happens is YouTube has a bucket of money every day. And whoever posts a YouTube short that day, they allocate it based on the people that post. So the way you get paid on YouTube Shorts is not the same way you get paid on YouTube videos. So Shorts is good if you need help with getting subscribers, but understand that the people who watch your YouTube Shorts are not the same ones who watch your YouTube videos, and they're not the same one that watch your YouTube lives. Now you can take your YouTube Shorts and link it to a video, but
yeah,
just wanted to state that.
Yeah, I've seen a few people have success with the strategy. So sort of like when they do like the YouTube Shorts and they take it over to like the YouTube long forms. But I think the people who's really been successful with that is the people who really take those shorts like super serious. So
right.
They're not necessarily like repurposing. I mean, they'll do that a little bit, and then but they'll do like they'll make full on 30-second, 60-second trailers to their YouTube video and then push them over that way. So they're like doing a whole nother thing. But those are, again, the people that get paid a lot with like shorts, and they're like mostly like content creators and stuff like that. So there is ways that you can sort of like trick the algorithm and stuff like that. Yeah.
And then when you're posting, always ask yourself, what is the goal? Like, am I posting this YouTube short to get subscribers? Am I trying to get more views? Even if it's a YouTube video or if it's a live stream, like, what's the goal? Like, exactly what are you trying to do? You know, that way you can work towards it that way.
So I did this green screens and got so many views and subscribers, and I was like, whoa. I stopped because I felt like they weren't really for me, but the original content.
That's a point. No, I definitely understand that. Like, pretty much how we were saying, that's typically what happens. Like, even with short form content, like, a lot of people have a short attention span.
Yeah.
So to watch long form content, they have to, like, really, really like you, you know, to pretty much convert over.
Yeah, that's why that's why I always say, like, I don't necessarily, like, want to be on Instagram because people's attention span over there is very short. I know my attention span over there is very short. So I personally deleted every app on my phone, social media app, except for YouTube and Substack and LinkedIn.
Really? Look at you!
I did that, like, at the beginning of the year. I mean, I go on there because, like, my family members and my friends, sometimes they still send me reels. So that's the only reason why I still check Instagram.
Right.
And I check Facebook for maybe, like, 2 minutes and then I'm off. I just check it real quick just to do, like, so it won't, like, pile up and stuff. But it's not on my phone.
That's good. Yeah, so what's another topic that we had?
It says shorts now.
Oh, that come up. It says shorts now goal is... I'm gonna help you out, girl, because I can't read myself, okay? The shorts goal now is to attract my audience that aligns with my messaging. That's true. Yeah, I don't think we want a lot of people on our page that doesn't align with what we're going for. So that's some things that you have to consider. Like, I think let me not say I think because I know for sure, okay? The biggest thing when people are on YouTube or on social media, they get blindsided by the vanity metrics, you know? Just because somebody has a lot of followers, like look at a lot of the celebrities nowadays, right? A lot of them are turning off their likes. They don't want people to know that they didn't get a certain amount of likes or a certain amount of views. And it's just like, that's not what it's all about. Like, you want to build a solid community. And that's why I love YouTube, because on YouTube, no matter what anybody say or what type of platform they have on social media, they will always tell you their hardcore audience that will ride for them is on YouTube. So yeah. I love that so much through and through.
Yeah, you actually recently had this really cool, and I think it's still going on, this really cool series that you're talking about where it's like life off of social media. So could you like tell them a little bit about that?
Y'all, I did it like that because I can confidently say that I don't like social media. And although I don't like it, I try my best not to project that onto other people, but at least let them know the pros and cons about it. Like, a lot of people spend so much time on social media that they don't know who they are anymore. They're looking for validation. They're people pleasing, trying to prove a point. And what I always say is that I feel like growing up, we didn't get to ask why like we wanted to. And now that we're adults and older, I want you to know that it is okay to ask why. Like, ask why to get to the root of whatever you're doing. So every time you post, every time you comment, every time you do whatever, ask yourself, why am I doing it? You know? And then you'll end up seeing like, I shouldn't really be doing this. So I start out by telling people, ask yourself why, but when you know your purpose and what you're supposed to be doing, instead of asking why, you start to ask yourself, is this in alignment with whatever I'm working on, you know? So don't get me wrong, people can have fun in their life, they can have entertainment and things like that, but don't get distracted by social media, you know? Use it for what it's for, get outside, go drink some water, touch some grass, hug a tree, you know, something, but don't let social media consume you and take up so much of your time, because once you log off, you still have a life to live. And, you know, who you are, you post to be, P-O-S-T. So a lot of people post one thing on social media, but behind closed doors is something totally different.
Yeah, yeah. Literally, I was thinking, because like, even though I have Instagram deleted, I'm like, I can see me doing really well on there at this point. But I was like, okay, I was like, why am I getting on Instagram? And then I was like, do I even really care? And the answer is no. So like, if I'm on a platform to think, okay, this is the thing about being on different platforms, is like, okay, first you have to choose one that's suitable to like your personality and your style, that you won't get burnt out from and that you won't get tired of. And then also you have to ask yourself why you are on there.
Right.
If you don't really care about it, which I don't really care for Instagram, and no matter how I try to think about it, no matter how much I want to put it, I just don't want to be over there. Even if I can try to convince myself, but it's like, okay, am I really going to take it serious long enough? And the answer is no. I will literally post for 6 months and disappear.
And I always said that if I had to pick a platform, it would be Threads. Like, I love that Threads, their algorithm is amazing.
Yeah.
Even though it's under Meta, because then you have the blue app and the colorful app. They're part of Meta too, but their algorithm is not as great as it is on Threads. So.
Yeah. How have you been? I think you've been off of Threads for a while now, though.
I have been. I have my virtual assistant do like some little marketing or, send me posts or whatnot to grab the emails of those individuals. But yeah, it just didn't convert enough for me. I was thinking that, instead of just sitting down and jotting my thoughts or coming up with ideas and put that effort into YouTube. So
yeah, so what I think about like Threads is it's really good for sort of like lead generation. So like getting people on your email list, or maybe like selling some like low ticket products, digital products, stuff like that. I think it's really good for that. I mean, I've seen people say that they can sell high ticket programs on Threads, but I know there's some additional steps and stuff to that to like, that they're gonna have to do. So yeah.
That's true. But so if I had to go back on social media, it'd be Threads. But it's just YouTube on my playlist, honestly. I love it because nowadays I just spend a lot of time doing my content. So I'll record on Sundays. I'll edit Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because I put that in my schedule too.
Dang.
What, editing?
That is a lot of days to edit.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'll record like 4 videos on Sunday, and then I'll edit 1 each day. And sometimes I'll post it and sometimes I'll schedule it. So the thing is, for me, since my business is all that I do, Monday through Thursday are my admin days. So that's when I'm doing things behind the scenes. So I'm doing a lot of editing, responding to emails, market research, things like that. On Fridays, those are my days that I do my errands, my to-do list, things like that. Saturdays, I rest, and on Sundays, I do my one-on-ones. So that's why I'll record that morning on Sundays, and then later on the day, I'll do my one-on-ones. So yeah, I'm editing, during the week.
I have not been editing any of my videos.
Oh, so let's tell the people. So we actually tell them about how you were doing like a case study research or just tracking how much time you spend in your day doing work.
Oh, okay. So recently I've started tracking the hours that I put into my day. So I put it into sort of like subcategories. So, and that's marketing, writing. I do marketing and writing separately because, I forgot why I did that separately. But it's also like, okay, admin, there's finances, and a few other miscellaneous sort of like things. So what I actually found is sort of like, I have a new workflow. So I've added Substack, and I've also added Threads, and I want to also get more active on YouTube community for like lead generation purposes. So like, I've been spending a lot more time with like marketing. But with me being sort of like more intentional with that, I've also seen like more leads come into my system and such. But I had to really focus on like marketing and stuff for that to happen. Last year, I wasn't really focused on it because I had like more done for you clients. But right now, I'm like doing like more coaching and stuff. So I feel like that aligns more with like my energy at this point. And yeah, it's easier on my like sort of like lifestyle. So like, what do you think about like courses? Because I know like I've seen so many YouTube videos like recently, and they're like, courses are dead and all this other stuff. And like, so what do you think about courses?
I despise courses. I despise ebooks. I don't like them all because for me and my audience, the type of people I attract, they don't do nothing with them. They buy it and they just collect dust. So one thing that differentiates me from the other people that's within my field or niche that I do is that I don't mind sitting on the phone with you, And after that, you can send me an email, you can follow up and things like that. So I'm glad you mentioned that because I was like, should I say it or should I not? So I have this theory of a framework when it comes to business. You should have one lead generator, and you can change that in and out, depending on the season. I recommend changing it every month. Some people do it a quarter, however you choose to, right? But once you have a lead generator, you need to have one one-on-one service, right? And then after that service, you need to have a digital product. So, because in reality, that one-on-one service that you do, the only time you make money is if you do that service. But you may be in the season where you don't want to be on the phone or life happens, so you have that digital product to sell to them. And after the digital product, you can have a membership. So one lead generator, one service, one digital product, and one membership. What's your thoughts?
I feel like I have all those things. I don't think it's that organized though. So I typically just focus on before I was like really sort of like scattered, and I was like doing done for you, a little bit of coaching, a little bit of membership, little courses. Honestly, I like the dopamine hit of getting like daily sales. So I think that it's what keeps business fun for me. Like, staying engaging and finding new ways and finding new things that people want and that people can get. But yeah, right now I'm just strictly focusing on like coaching. And then when I have a boost of extra energy, I will try to bring up think of like digital products. I have all of these ideas. It's just like, again, literally just focusing on like one thing.
Yeah, you just reminded me, like, today I need to get a lead generator, a digital download up there. Because I finished my reference guide like a week ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about that. What do you think about courses? Did you ask me?
I don't know, because I still purchase courses, and I just love education. Like, I love learning new things, and so I don't think there will ever be a time to where they completely go away. So like, for example, with like my editing course, like that is a very good utility for someone who wants to learn how to edit, because it's just like all there. Right. So I think they still have its place. But I do think also they have to be very specific. So you can't just be creating courses and like throwing like everything in there. The course literally has to sell the course has to talk about one thing. And that's how you're going to sort of like sell it. So that's what I seen last year in my course sales is literally just like the courses that sold one thing or offered one promise. Anything where I tried to bundle stuff together and it just didn't sell at all. But like when I just did like my video editing course, or when I just did like my YouTube makeover what is that? Bundle, that worked. It was like one core promise, one thing that I was teaching. That was the things that sold. And yeah.
I'm about to take this conversation far left because I just came up with something, and you gonna whack me upside the head. Okay, so here's another thing that I have with courses. There's been some like digital products that I bought, and what I noticed is that I no longer have access to them because the person is not in business anymore, or they switched their website, it's not active or something.
Yeah.
I think I want to be the YouTube accountability partner. I think I want to help people build a legacy with YouTube.
Yeah. But you said that already. Everything that
really?
You said that.
Well, see, I focus on the content creators and entrepreneurs, but I just wanted to be like generalized as people. Here's why I say that. Because for me, YouTube is legacy for me. Yeah. Like, I have to sit down and ask who I'm going to leave my YouTube channel behind to, who I'm going to leave my other YouTube channel behind to. And the things that you would purchase from me, like, I'm thinking about now just buying my domain for the next 10 years, Should anything happen to me, like it just, lives on, but people still have access to everything, and don't pay me no attention.
But that's another thing that people don't talk about when we're building these digital
or even the funnels.
Yeah, these digital empires and stuff like that. Like, I remember I was talking to like a financial sort of like financial educator, coach, or whatever she was. But basically, she was talking about leaving behind digital assets as a legacy. So whether that be like literally your business notebook or your digital products, people who sell books, when you die, those books are just not going to be like deactivated. They're still going to be selling. They're still going to be giving you royalties and stuff like that. So that's I think the really cool part about owning a digital business is that after you go, like people can still see your work. They can still purchase if the website domain is still open, and somebody can literally take it over.
I think that's going to be my next thing. But I have to be careful, because if I come up with an idea, I execute it just like that. So I think, don't be surprised if you talk to me one day and you're like, what are you doing now? And I'm like, I switched everything to this. So that's what I think.
I'd be thinking about doing that, but I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't.
Oh no, that one that I just said, I'm gonna do that one, because when I think about my target audience, that's what a lot of them want to do for their kids or, for themselves. And it's just like, why aren't you doing it? But then I can help you do it, So that's what girl.
Yeah.
Because even with the funnels, like, that's one thing that people don't talk about. Like, when it comes to funnels, that is a whole thing in itself. But that's what makes you the money behind the scenes when you're not actively working or whatnot. So, you know?
Yeah. But already, my energy is getting drained. So.
Y'all, we only be, after an hour, we be going downhill. So, are we gonna get the food?
Yes, we are gonna get something to eat. Thank you guys. I see there's a lot of people on Substack actually. That is so cool. Hi, Substack people. We have Melly in there. We have RJ, Rachel. Hi.
Oh, I'm about to say, wait over here.
And we also had like a few people on YouTube as well. Thank you guys for tuning in and entertaining us.
See y'all on the flip side.
Yeah, I hope you guys learned a lot. Definitely follow Leah or subscribe to her on YouTube. She is the YouTube accountability partner on both Substack and on YouTube. I'm gonna try to get these collab tags on these
It sounds good when you say it. The YouTube accountability partner.
accountability partner. Yeah. I hope I can get the tags up so she's like tagged on other videos. But
Thanks for letting me in your space with your people.
yeah.
And y'all have a super awesome, amazing day.
All right. Bye, guys.